What family tradition did you realize was actually illegal? Every summer, my family held the lottery, where one kid would disappear to work the farm. Not visit the farm, work it. From June to August, no contact, no visits, just gone. We thought everyone's family did this until I mentioned it at school, and my teacher's face went pale. The ritual was simple. All the cousins aged 10 to 16 would gather at Grandpa's house Memorial Day weekend. He'd put our names in his old coffee can and draw one. That kid packed a bag and left with Uncle Pete to the property upstate. We'd see them again Labor Day, thinner, quieter, with rough hands and hollow eyes. It builds character, the adults said. Teaches the value of hard work. My cousin Sarah went when she was 11. Came back barely speaking, flinching at loud noises. Just tired from farm work, her mom explained. Sarah never talked about that summer. None of them did. My brother Marcus got picked when he was 13. I remember him trying not to cry as Uncle Pete loaded his bag into the truck. "See you in September," he whispered to me. When he came back, he had scars on his hands and wouldn't sleep without the lights on. "What happens at the farm?" I asked him once. "We work," was all he'd say, staring at nothing. The thing is, we never questioned it. Every family had traditions, right? My friend Jenny's family made kids fast for 3 days when they lied. Tyler's dad made him kneel on rice when he got bad grades. This was just our thing. I got picked when I was 12. The coffee can ritual. My name on the yellowed paper. My stomach dropped, but I didn't cry. Crying meant you were weak, and weak kids had harder summers. That's what Marcus had whispered to me. Uncle Pete barely talked during the 4-hour drive. Just smoked cigarettes and listened to talk radio. The farm wasn't what I expected. It was more like a compound. Several rundown buildings, no animals, just fields of some plant I didn't recognize. There were other kids there, not just cousins. Kids I'd never seen before. Maybe 15 of us, all different ages. We slept in a barn with no windows on moldy mattresses. Wake up was 4 a.m. The work wasn't farming, it was processing. Cutting, drying, packaging plants in a sweltering shed. My hands bled the first week from the repetitive cutting. Meal was once a day, usually beans and stale bread. Water when they remembered. "Where do these plants go?" I asked another kid. "Shut up and work," he said. Questions make it worse. 2 weeks in, a kid named Diego tried to run. They brought him back that night. We could hear him screaming from the punishment shed, then nothing. He worked slower after that, one arm hanging funny. I lasted 6 weeks before I collapsed from dehydration. Woke up in the main house with Grandpa staring down at me. "Weak like your father," he said, "but you'll toughen up." That's when I saw the books on his desk. Financial ledgers, shipping manifests, client lists, the plans we were processing. I finally understood what they were. Why we couldn't tell anyone. Why the kids came back different. The last 2 weeks were the worst because I knew. Every package I sealed, every plan I processed, I was committing crimes. But what choice did I have? I was 12, in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by armed uncles. They drove me home Labor Day weekend, same as always. "Good season," Uncle Pete said, handing me an envelope. "Your earnings, $500 for 3 months of slavery." I tried to tell my parents. Mom just said I was being dramatic. Dad said farm work was supposed to be hard. "You survived, didn't you? Made you stronger." But I couldn't let it go. The other kids' faces haunted me. Diego's arm, Sarah's silence, Marcus's nightmares. So I did something stupid and brave. I told Mrs. Patterson, my social studies teacher. She listened to the whole story, her face getting paler with each detail. Then she said the words that changed everything. "I'm a mandated reporter. I have to call this in." Within 48 hours, our house was raided. Then Grandpa's compound. Turns out, our family tradition was one of the largest drug operations in the state, using child labor to avoid suspicion. 12 adults arrested, including my grandfather, father, and 4 uncles. They found 23 kids at the compound. Some had been there all summer, some longer. Diego's arm was broken in 3 places. 2 kids were hospitalized for malnutrition. The trials lasted 2 years. I testified against my own family, described every detail of that summer. They got 15 to 25 years each. The family called me a traitor, said I destroyed our legacy, but 23 kids went home, got therapy, got to be kids again. Sometimes I dream about the coffee can, my name being pulled. I wake up gasping, but then I remember, no kid will ever disappear to that farm again. No more lotteries, no more traditions. My cousin Sarah called me last week. First time in 5 years. Thank you.